Hi everyone. I'm super excited to announce my latest course that I've just created because it is somewhat personal to me. I was finding that several of my adult students were arriving at Suzuki Book 4 unprepared for the demanding repertoire in that book. Just consider the stamina and the mental focus required to get through the average Book 4 piece in Suzuki Book 4. They're longer, they have more notes. On top of that, we suddenly have tons of notes in rapid succession with complicated bow patterns while utilizing higher positions that we barely know and using double stops that we've never done. Ouch. It's a lot. So, what happened? Did we skip a book? My personal theory is that Suzuki Violin Book 4 is the first book in the Suzuki series that is bona fide violin repertoire, instead of arrangements that were hand-picked by Suzuki to serve the needs of his students. And I think that's why it seems that there's such a leap between Suzuki Book 3 and Suzuki Book 4, because there is. I started searching for supplemental material to help my students to bridge that gap. I posted questions on teachers' forums, and I got several unimaginative and unhelpful suggestions. I appreciated them, but they didn't solve the problem. And I got a self-righteous proclamation that if I had properly taught Suzuki Book 3, my students would not be in this predicament. I reflected on that, and it stung. I'm extremely thorough and organized, as many of you already know. But after some self-assessment, I decided, sure, I could probably do more, and I will. No teacher is perfect, myself included. So I've decided to add certain steps to my own teaching for future students. However, I maintain that there is still a huge step between Suzuki Book 3 and Book 4. And sooner or later, a teacher is going to have a student who falls into it. And when they do, I hope they will find this course. It's called Bridge the Gap, and it is intended to fill that space that exists. I've contemplated all the possible deficiencies by watching the struggle of my own private students, and the list of possibilities is long. And this course is going to address them all in a direct, thorough, and fun way. I've handpicked exercises that teach the concepts that students need in the most direct way without wasting effort. This course is designed to take about 10 to 12 months. Don't freak out. I've thought long and hard about this as I've struggled to pull my own gap students through that hole. And it's taken about a year to get each of them up to snuff. By the way, I've given several confidential, private consultations to students of other teachers who have the same problem. They're stuck in that gap. And several of these students have been stalled in Book 4 for 3 years. So if you've fallen into the hole, you can make a decision to directly address the issues for 10 months or possibly spin your wheels in Book 4 for years. 10 months will fly by because you'll feel like you're finally getting traction on issues you either knew you had or that you didn't know you had. In addition to some efficient and possibly boring exercises, you'll also learn 11 new tunes, carefully selected by me to satisfy you musically, while also applying new principles and skills and patching some of those gaps. The course is carefully laid out and fastidiously organized by what I'm calling months. Now, a month might take you more than a month to work through it, but I've organized it in 10 levels, I guess you could call it. And each level, I'm hoping, will take you about a month. If it takes you longer, then designate it as a 5-week period or a 6-week period. To find out more details about this course, click on the link in the video description box below, and I hope to see you in Bridge the Gap. Thanks for watching.